Okay, great, beautiful. All right, well, um, let me just start from the beginning. My name is Elle Parker. I'm one of the massage therapists here at the Institute of Health and Healing in San Francisco, California. Thank you for tuning in for today's wellness talk, where I'm going to be providing a quick intro into self massage for stress management. So today's talk is going to include an informational review of some basic anatomy, and my goal is to create a hands-on guided self-massage experience where I'm going to talk you through your very own self-massage routine. So the reason I want to provide this is because I know a lot of us have had to transition in our experience of work, where many of us could definitely held a lot of tension in our neck and shoulders. Back, neck, and shoulder tension is the number one issue that people are facing when they come in to see me. And most of the time, that is work related. The new variation on that is so many people that are working from home, and just not having the smoothest transition from moving their work from their office space into their home space. So the ergonomics and the body mechanics hasn't really been able to find the proper alignment. So we're seeing a huge increase in, neck, shoulder, and tension related issues coming into the clinic here. So I wanted to kind of create something that you can use in just a short amount of time. We only have, if say you have a 10 to 15 minute break or a 30-minute lunch break, you can take half of that 15 minutes and do this quick exercise to help you relax the tension in your body so that you can continue on with your day, hopefully feeling better, feeling looser, and just feeling good. So let's go ahead and get started from the top. I just wanted to basically review some basic anatomy. But before we get started, I want to offer a moment for some quick breath work. As you know, I'm your partner in prioritizing self-care. And the last time we met, the last time I provided this, we talked about breath work and how important that is in maintaining our health, wellness, managing our stress, tension, and everything else. So we're going to just go ahead and ground into this conversation. And I'm going to use my rain stick here just to provide a little sound therapy. And as you're listening to the sound, I hope you have the opportunity to just go ahead and allow your eyes to close and take a few deep breaths. We're going to do 3 deep breaths. So as you listen to the sound of the rain stick, I want you to find your own rhythm. And when you're able to, just take a nice full inhale capacity and just exhale fully and completely. And do that 2 or 3 times as we get settled in here. Oh, that was great. I felt a lot of tension release in my own neck right there just with that first breath. We're going to go ahead and give another one. Settle in, be cozy for the little time we have together. Now, the way this works, I want to tell you up front some things you might need in order to participate fully in the experience that I've created for you. You want to have something to cleanse your hands, and then maybe also a hand moisturizer as well. So if you need a minute to kind of look around and gather that, if you're able to do that, that would be awesome. Again, you just want to have something to cleanse your hands, a hand cleanser, maybe some hand sanitizer or something like that, and then a hand moisturizer, because we are going to be walking through a hands-on experience. So I'm in the middle of my workday. The most convenient thing I have available to me is some hand sanitizer, which mostly all of us have available no matter where we are in our lives, whether we're at home or in the office. We've got some hand sanitizer available. So I'm going to use the hand sanitizer and cleanse my hands. And then I happen to have a massage lotion available. Just a nice lotion to help moisturize my hands. And that's what I'm going to use. So now that I have those things set, I want to go ahead and talk about, we're going to focus today on just the head, neck, and shoulders. That's all we're going to focus on today. In the future, I would love to we're going to upgrade our technology and move into the capacity to have some video, and then you'll be able to see and hear a nice self-massage experience, because we're all going to have to start incorporating more of this into our daily lives. So I'd love to be able to share with you how I do it for myself, in hopes that that works for you as well. Okay, so the reason we're going to focus on the head is because I don't know if many people are aware of the basic anatomy of your head. And then when I say head, I'm talking about your skull. We'll get into the face as well, but just to differentiate what I'm talking about, when I say head, I'm talking about your skull. So there are muscles located on your skull, and I want to introduce you to a few of them whose names you may not know, just to help you familiarize yourself with these muscles and how you can provide some relief to these muscles that will give you some stress and tension relief. So the first one I want to focus on is on the front of the forehead. And I want to encourage you, if you're seated, you're in a safe space, you've had the opportunity to cleanse your hands. If you just place your hands on your forehead and just above your eyebrows, on that front bone, which some of us know is called the frontalis bone, there's actually a muscle on both the right and left side, just above the right and left eyebrow. And that muscle is called the frontalis muscle. So most of us, when we have a tension headache, or anytime we want to give ourselves some relief, seems like we just intuitively go to the forehead. And that's the muscle that we're going for. It's called the frontalis muscle. So if you have the opportunity to close your eyes and place your fingers over your frontalis muscle, it feels really good. I hope you guys are able to follow along with me and do this. And if you have any questions, feel free to put it up in the chat. I have some support here, and I'll try and check into the chat and see if you have any questions for me. If you don't understand anything or you have any questions, just put it in the chat, let me know. But my goal is for you to be able to close your eyes and just listen to the sound of my voice and follow along with this routine. So we're going to go ahead. Let's just start over from the beginning. You've had your hands on your forehead. Hopefully you've had the opportunity to just, see how that feels for you. So that's how this process is going to work. I want to back up, start from the beginning, now that you know it's going to be kind of like a guided self-massage experience, just like I said. So now that I've cleansed my hands, I have my lotion here. And most of us are washing and moisturizing our hands 1,000 times a day. At least I hope we are. I know I am. So I wanted to talk about the importance before we even get to the head and neck and shoulders. We're going to talk about the hands and how you can help yourself just in the simple act of moisturizing your hands, or even when you're washing your hands. You can do yourself a good favor just by focusing on your joints, specifically the wrist joint. That's a very nice joint to focus on, and kind of just going across your wrist joint up and down from your hand to your arm. It's a great way to help release tension in your wrist. And most of us working on technology or whatever the case may be, we have a lot of tension in our wrist. Many people suffer with carpal tunnel and so many issues that stem from the wrist. So we can all do ourselves a good benefit and spend some time and give some attention and care to our wrist when we have the opportunity to do so. And that's an easy way for you to incorporate that care for your body into your normal routine. As you go across the wrist, you're going across several tendons, which lead up into the arm and also down into the fingers and across the finger joints. So if you pick one area to focus on and you focus on the wrist, you're able to affect change throughout these other areas as well. Because basic anatomy structure of the muscles, muscles attached to tendons, and then the tendons attached to your bones. So as you are massaging over these tendons, you're able to send those sensations down through the muscles that are attached to them. That's why that simple act of going over your wrist and the tendons that live there help you to release tension in both your hand and your arm. So that's the little bit I wanted to give you about the hands. And we'll go through about 4 muscles on the head and face, neck and shoulders that I think are primary muscles that you can focus on. Now that we have our hands cleansed and moisturized, the way I approach my frontalis muscle that I just talked to you about that lives above each eyebrow, your left and right eyebrow, is with my 4 fingers. So I use my 4 fingertips on each side, place them on my forehead just above my right and left eyebrow, and I like to either do circles. You can do circles in this area. You can go up and down with your massage strokes, or you can go, kind of horizontally, side to side, going from the center of your forehead out towards your ears, basically, back and forth that way. So that's a great way to help relax that muscle. And at the same time as I'm doing that, my thumbs usually land right above my ears on the side of my head. And the muscle that lives there is the temporalis muscle. So kind of in a fan shape along the parietal bone, which some of us may be aware of, which are the bones on the side of your skull where your ears live. If you put one hand on each side of your head, that's the parietal bones, the temporalis, and there's the muscles that live along the side at your temples. They're called the temporalis. And you can use your thumbs to get deep in there and do some circles. You can use the palm of your hand and kind of just do some pressing in there to just help relieve tension, or any other way that feels good to you. It's great if you can do that with your eyes closed, because you're able to relax muscles around your eyes, which a lot of us have strained because of looking at computers all day and all these different things. It's just nice to take a break from the stimulation, allow your mind to relax from receiving that internal visual stimulation, and simply work on processing the feelings that it has from your fingers as they move over these muscles. And you're moving in a way that makes them feel good, so that allows you the time to relax. So we've been over the frontalis muscle, which lives above each eyebrow, doing some circles there, doing some circles on the side of the head at the temporalis muscles. And then another great area is just behind your neck at the base of your skull. So if you're able to take both of your hands and kind of allow your fingertips to touch in the back of your neck at the base of your skull, that area is called the occipital area. And there's a lot of muscles that meet at what is called the occipital ridge. And that's kind of the base of your skull, in the back, in the base of your skull. So one of the main muscles we address there is the occipitalis, or occipital muscle. So hopefully you're able to just reach back there and kind of just, as your fingertips meet, pull in. You know, it's kind of easy. We can use gravity and kind of just anchor your fingers deep into that area and allow gravity to pull your arms forward, applying some pressure to the area. If you've had a massage before, maybe you can think back to, you know, and it may have been a while for many of us, but think back to when you last saw your massage therapist and how they worked on your neck. Did they put their fingers under your skull and kind of just pull, applying some traction? Did that feel good to you? Do you like to just go back there and just do some circles? Does that feel good to you? This is all about discovering and doing what feels good to you. And then also, I think many people are aware of the major muscles on your shoulders, which are your trapezius muscles. That's a great muscle to, you know, kind of the most surface muscle. It's a huge muscle, so it does a big job. So that's a great muscle to just give some quick attention to when you have a short amount of time. The muscles that actually, the trapezius muscles that live on your shoulder tops, those big, huge muscles on your shoulder tops, they actually start right in that tiny space at the base of your skull. So by placing your fingers there in the base of your skull on each side, you're getting kind of into the head of your shoulder muscles, the top of your shoulder muscles. That's an easy way to think about it. And as you come down along the ridge of your shoulders, just the upper ridge of your shoulders, and coming out to the tip, that is also the trapezius muscle. So this is basically the big belly that we squeeze at the top of our shoulders. Sometimes it's good to just give it a little squeeze. You can go in there and do some circles with your fingers. This holds so much pressure for many of us. Some of us have tools that we use to pound on our trapezius muscles and all types of things, little balls that you can roll into your trapezius just to provide some little relief. But at this point, we're just going to use our hands. So I just want to, you can do some what we call rolling, where you kind of will pinch the muscle with your thumb and forefingers and just allow your fingers to kind of roll from the back towards the front of the body while you're gripping the muscle. That feels really good. And also, as you're working on your shoulders, probably the last area that I'll give you today is just along the sides of your neck. Probably the largest muscle, I'm going to say, we're going to talk about If you roll your fingers, if you bring your fingers from the base of your neck around to the front, some of us might feel like guitar strings were rolling over as we do that. So that's a group of muscles called the scalene muscles. There's just a lot of little muscles in the neck area, but all the big major ones are the scalenes, which are going to run basically from the rear of your neck around to the front. And then you have this huge muscle that comes basically from your collarbone up to the back of your ear, and that's called the Sternocleidomastoid Muscle. Don't let that name scare you. It's just the biggest, longest muscle, again, going from your collarbone up to behind your ear. So that's why that occipital area is so important in the base of your neck, and that's probably why you feel so much tension there, because there's a lot of muscles that meet up in that area, and those are some big heavy-duty muscles doing big heavy-duty work, and they all meet up there at the occipital ridge in the back of your head. So if you can meet them there as well and apply some fingers and give them a hand, you can really do a lot for your head, neck, and shoulders, which is going to do a lot for your overall stress relief and tension, mild tension relief. So I'm noticing it's about 12:30. I just want to review really quick the few muscles that we went over today for you to focus on in your personal time. Again, the frontalis muscle, which lives on your forehead above your left and right eyebrow. Going back over the top of the head to the base of the skull, we talked about the occipital area in the back of your head. And then we talked about a few of the muscles that meet up in that area, like your trapezius muscle, which is the muscle on the top of your shoulders. And then we talked about some muscles on the neck, which are your scalene muscles, which come down the side of the neck. And then the large sternocleidomastoid muscle, which goes from your collarbone back up to the base of the neck. Those are some of the heavy hitters that do some of the heavy lifting for the head, neck, and shoulders. Again, like I said, in the future, I would love to be able to provide a video demonstration of some quick self-massage techniques we can all use to help provide some relief to our bodies as we're going throughout our day. I'm checking the chat to see if there's any questions there. Let me see. Oh, okay. This is from Julianne. Thank you, Julianne. I'm glad you were able to understand those names and some of the descriptions. Thank you. Yeah, I would love to, make knowing our body and familiarizing ourselves with our muscles a little easier, so that when you do go into your massage therapist, you can kind of give them an idea of exactly where your needs are, and that'll help really guide your care. So again, I am here at the Institute of Health and Healing in San Francisco, California. My calendar is available for appointments. I am providing massage therapy. So if it's been a while since your last massage, you can definitely give us a call here. I would love to work with you. I look forward to doing more of these talks in this year. And like I said, getting some videos so we can really learn some techniques that we can keep with us in our pocket and pull them out throughout our day, so that we can all continue working through this new year, staying healthy, prioritizing our self-care, so that we can continue to do all the things we like to do. Well, if there's no other questions, again, I want to thank you for joining me. Again, I'm Elle Parker, and I want to wish you all a most wonderful day. Peace, health, and strength to all of you. Have a great day. Bye.